All right, today's the last day. The last method of solving quadratic equations, and that's by using the quadratic formula. It works every time. All right, a basic quadratic equation looks like this. Looks like ax squared plus bx plus c. The a is always the coefficient on the x squared. The b is always the coefficient on the linear term of the x, and c is the constant term. Okay, just the number over there. Here's the quadratic formula. It's amazing. It actually comes from completing the square. Like if you completed the square with letters in it, and these letters instead of the numbers that we normally do, that's what it would look like. That's where it comes from. I may show you that in class tomorrow. You need to memorize this. There's a song, I can't believe I'm about to sing this out loud, but like it goes, and you may have, I hope you've heard it before. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. There's your song. I don't care how you memorize it. You got to know it. The song is the best, though. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple of them. We're going to solve a couple of quadratics using it. Do not do the quadratic formula unless you have everything on the same side. So I'm going to move the 5x over first. And here we go. First of all, my a is 1. There's my b. There's my c. So I'm going x equals negative b, the opposite of b, plus or minus the square root b squared. If I squared it 3, I get 9 minus 4a. C is negative 5. All over 2a, and a is 1. Okay, so there it is all set up. Now, when you work this out, I usually do two things on the first step. I'm going to work out everything that's inside that radical, and you can punch it straight in your calculators like it is, like that. Because I see a negative 5 and a negative 4, I'm going to change it both pluses. So that's really 20 plus 9, which is 29. And I also work out the denominator, which is 2. Now, this time, because I cannot break down that 29 at all, I'm going to stop right there. Like, that's my solution. Those are my two solutions. One is negative 3 plus the square root of 29 over 2. The other one is negative 3 minus the square root of 29 over 2. You could also punch it in your calculator and get 2 decimals, but this is the exact answers. That's where we're going to stop. Okay, let's try one more here. I got negative x squared. Don't forget the first step. First step, it must equal 0 before you do the quadratic formula. So moving to 13 over. And we're going x equals negative b, which is negative 4, plus or minus the square root b squared, so I'm squaring the 4, 16 minus 4ac all over 2a, and a is negative 1 this time. Okay, so I'm going to work out what's inside there, what's inside that radical. If I do that, you can, and again, you can punch it straight in if you want to, but you're going to get this. You're going to get negative 36 when you do that. And that's all over negative 2. Now, the good thing about 36 is, and you need to break these down when you can. 36 has a square root. Because it's negative, don't forget this. We're just going to take an I out and put 6i all over negative 2. Now, the next step is pretty cool. I'm going to reduce that fraction. Now, listen to what I'm about to say. You can only reduce the fraction if you can take a number or a factor out of each term. So because they're all even, I'm going to take the negative 2 out of each term. Negative 2 goes into negative 4, positive 2 times. Negative 2 goes into 6 3 times. Negative 2 goes into negative 2 just one time, which means I would have a 1 in my denominator, which you don't need to write it down there. So I'm just going to put that right there for my solution. Okay, so you can still get imaginary answers, and that's going to be okay. Okay, the last thing we're doing today is this. It's something called the discriminant. Now, the discriminant is a part of the quadratic formula, actually. The discriminant is this part right here. It's the b squared minus 4ac. It's the part that goes inside your radical. Okay, now, 3 things about that. If the number inside your radical is greater than 0, means it's positive, that means you're going to get 2 real answers, like we did the first time. The first one we did, I had a 29 inside there. We got 2 real answers, all I wanted. And if we were to graph it, obviously we get 2 x-intercepts because x-intercepts are the answers. Okay, now, what if it equals 0? What if you get 0 inside? Well, if you got a 0 inside, you're only going to get 1 answer because, think about this, you have x equals negative b. I'll make up numbers, negative 2 plus or minus square root 0 over 2a. Let's say that's 2. Because it's a 0 right there, that's not even there. So you don't even need that. So the only answer is that, negative 2 over 2. Okay, so if it equals 0, you just get 1 answer, and it'll be 1 x-intercept. And the last case is, what happens if it's less than 0? What happens if it's negative? Well, you know this. If you get a negative inside your radical, which is where b squared minus 4ac is, you're going to get 2 imaginary answers. So one more time. If it's positive, you get 2 real solutions. If it equals 0, you get 1 real solution. If it's negative, you get 2 imaginary solutions. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple here, or maybe 3. All we're doing here says find the discriminant and describe the number and type of solution. So all we're doing is this, b squared minus 4ac. So if I square the 6, that's 36 minus 4 times a times 10, that's negative 4. And because I got a negative answer, I'm going to get 2 imaginary solutions. So that's the answer you would put there. Second one, same deal, b squared minus 4ac. So b squared would be 36 minus 4a. I'm still saying c. So that's going to be 36 minus 36, which is 0. Because I got a 0 right there, that means there's one real solution. And the last one, b squared minus 4ac. So I'm going to square that. 36 minus 4ac. I will get 36 minus 32, which is 4. Because it's positive, I'm going to get 2 real. Okay, so today you got 2 things. You got the discriminant, which we just did, and you have the whole quadratic formula that we use to solve quadratics. And by the way, I didn't say this when I talked about quadratic formula. We're only going to use it if we can't factor and also if I can't complete the square. And we'll talk about that more in class tomorrow. All right, see you then.